UN High Commissioner for Human Rights Navi Pillay says that the Council welcomes the effort taken by the Sri Lankan government in the physical aspects of reconciliation and development in the north of the island, including the resettlement of IDPs. Addressing the UNHRC yesterday, the High Commissioner, however, said that the Council remains concerned about the lack of meaningful progress on accountability and reconciliation.
So while clearly the government has invested in the physical aspects of reconstruction and development in the north of the island, including resettlement of IDPs, all of which I welcome, I remain concerned about the lack of meaningful progress on accountability and reconciliation. And although I support the National Plan of Action for the implementation of the LLRC's recommendation, I do think that this is being done selectively. So I welcome the engagement by the Human Rights Council to monitor domestic processes, especially regarding accountability. For some time, the Sri Lankan government has been engaging with me, and it is true that I have an invitation from them extending for 2 years now. By mutual agreement, we stayed the visit pending the release of the LLRC report.
In the meantime, Special Envoy of the President of Sri Lanka on Human Rights, Minister Mahinda Samarasinghe, says that the US-sponsored resolution on Sri Lanka scheduled to be presented at the UN Human Rights Council has not been officially announced as yet. The Minister made this comment in an interview with News First Ureka Gangabada on the UN Human Rights Council session and related incidents.
The UN High Commissioner for Human Rights and US Secretary of State on International Organizations both had mentioned that they will table a resolution on Sri Lanka. Is the government of Sri Lanka aware of the content of that resolution?
An ambassador or representative speaking on behalf of the United States said that they will bring a resolution. However, an official statement has not been made as yet. Until the resolution is presented, we do not know the content of it. We can make our stance known after it is presented. Do
you have a plan in place to win votes of other nations if a resolution is presented to the Council?
We have done a lot of work. If we say that we are doing a lot of work, then we would also vote for it. We will not object. It is after we take a look at the resolution that we can determine the future course of action. However, we are continuing to make the international community aware of our efforts.
Have you initiated any program at the diplomatic level to change the stance of the Indian government on this matter?
That is not related to me. My goal was to go to Geneva and make a statement. It is the Ministry of External Affairs that deals with India or any other country on a diplomatic level. I am not the Minister of External Affairs. It is difficult for me to speak of this.
I think you can exert some influence.
No, I will not interfere with their work. Everyone should fulfill their respective responsibilities.
Until the session drew close, there was no plan or preparation as to who would lead Sri Lanka diplomatically. You also accepted. Why did such a situation arise?
I do not know if there was such a situation or not. I was told about it later. I was told about it 4 or 5 days before. I prepared myself. There is no issue about it. If the President told me about it the day before the session, I will go. I joined the President in 2006. When I joined him in 2006, the President gave me the Ministry of Human Rights. When the Ministry existed, there was no clarity there. After I became Minister of Plantation Industries, the Human Rights Ministry was not re-established after the end of the war. It is here that a lack of clarity came into play. Although I have been given the position of Special Envoy, the subject of human rights has not been gazetted under my ministry. I cannot make decisions alone as to whether I will go or not. The decision must be taken at a higher level.
India's The Hindu newspaper reported that the continuous uproar by parliamentarians regarding Sri Lanka paralysed activities at India's Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha for the second day today. The Hindu reported that the parliamentarians engaged in a protest urging the Indian government to protect Tamils in Sri Lanka. Indian media reported that the DMK parliamentarians wore black shirts to Parliament today as a mark of protest. The protest forced the Lok Sabha to suspend its activities at 12 noon, while the Rajya Sabha was adjourned at 2 this afternoon. Meanwhile, the individual who self-immolated yesterday during a demonstration in Kudalur, Nallevadu in India died today. The Hindu newspaper reported that the 41-year-old victim had set himself on fire after pouring kerosene on himself and had sustained severe burn injuries. Moreover, India's DMK leader M.K. Stalin, the son of M. Karunanidhi, and over 1,000 party workers were arrested today when they attempted to demonstrate opposite the Sri Lankan Deputy High Commission in Chennai, India. Indian media reported that another group was taken into custody when they were staging a protest march to the Sri Lankan Deputy High Commission in Chennai from Walluvar Kottam yesterday. Over 500 persons, including MD-MK chief Vaiko, also known as Y. Gopalaswamy, were arrested for protesting against Sri Lanka.
And it's time now for the newspaper cartoon of the day.
It was revealed in the Supreme Court today that a 10-member bench had been appointed to preside over the hearings of 5 petitions, including a petition challenging the appointment of Chief Justice Mohan Peiris.
This revelation was made when the petitions were taken up today. The chairperson of the bench, Justice Shirani Tilakawardana, noted that a 10-member bench had been appointed to preside over hearings of the petitions. However, Justice Tilakawardana noted that the bench was incomplete as one of the judges, Justice S.I. Imam, had since retired. She added that a request has been made of the Chief Justice to appoint a 10th judge for the bench. The Supreme Court, as such, decided to postpone the hearings of these petitions until the 11th of June. 4 of the 5 petitions that were taken up in court today were filed challenging the removal of the former Chief Justice Dr. Shirani Bandaranaike and the impeachment motion brought against her.
News First U reporter Aloka Bandara filed this report from Gampaha.
This conference hall was visited in the public by the government to the farmers of the Ehalagama area in Gampaha. You are seeing the dilapidated state of this conference hall. Many illegal activities are being conducted here at night.
Construction work on the first phase of Sri Lanka's second international airport, the Mahinda Rajapaksa International Airport, has been completed. The airport is set to open on the 18th of this month, and News First got a first-hand look at the facility prior to its opening.
Sri Lanka's second international airport spans across an area of 2,000 hectares, and the first phase of this project spans over 800 hectares. The construction of the primary runway of the Matale airport has been completed. This is the runway of the Matale International Airport, which will be opened for business in a few days. International services will touch down at this airport in a few days. The 60-meter wide runway is 3.5 kilometers long. The runway also consists of 2 taxiways, which will guide the aircraft to terminals. Many international airlines have agreed to travel via the Mattala International Airport. So on the 18th, these airlines will join Mattala. In addition, Lufthansa, which is one of the main airlines in the world, has agreed to jointly operate a maintenance hangar with Sri Lankan Airlines at the Mattala Mahinda Rajapaksa International Airport. This is currently under construction. Construction on the 41-meter high control tower at the Mattala Mahinda Rajapaksa International Airport has also been completed. I am now inside the control tower of the Mattala International Airport. Behind me, you can see the main terminal of the airport. A hangar and runway are also visible. Moreover, one can also witness the Mahinda Rajapaksa harbour in Hambantota from this location. The passenger terminal at Sri Lanka's second international airport has been constructed to an eco-friendly concept. The passenger terminal is equipped with state-of-the-art facilities and consists of a separate entrance and exit.
මාර්තු මාසේ 18 වෙනිදාට අතිගරු ජනාධිපතිතුමාටින් මේ මත්තල රාජපක්ෂ.
The Mattala International Airport will be open to the public on the 18th of March by President Mahinda Rajapaksa. The first phase is complete. The second phase will also commence soon. This is the first phase of the airport that was completed.
පළවෙනි පියවර හැටියට තවත් සුළු කොටසක් මේ ගුවන්තොටුපළට එකතු වෙනවා.
Emergency services and cargo handling has also been set up at the international airport. It is expected to facilitate 1 million passengers annually with the opening of the first phase of the international airport, and is expected to facilitate another 5 million passengers once the second phase is completed. With the completion of the first phase of the airport, 10 airplanes can be grounded at one single time, and that number will double once the second phase also reaches completion. The passenger capacity at the Mattala International Airport is 1 million. The passenger capacity at the Bandaranaike International Airport is 6 million. We hope to start work by June 2015 to increase the capacity at the BIA to 9 million. We will never shut down the Bandaranaike International Airport. Opening a new chapter in development in Sri Lanka, the Mattala Rajapaksa International Airport will commence operations in a few more days.
5 preschool children were injured when a three-wheeler met with an accident in Kudaligama, Agalawatha. The police said that the condition of one of the injured children is serious and she is receiving treatment at the intensive care unit of the National Hospital in Colombo.
The accident occurred when a three-wheeler was travelling at an excessive speed to reach a preschool on time and had veered off the road and fallen into a 17-foot precipice. The injured were first admitted to the Pimbura Hospital and 2 children who were seriously injured were transferred to the Nagoda General Hospital. The police have arrested a driver of the three-wheeler and have seized the vehicle.
Only 3 passengers can travel in a three-wheeler. 6 people travelling in a three-wheeler, including small children, killed after being hit by a train in Biyagama. 5 preschool children injured in an accident involving a three-wheeler in Kudaligama, Agalawatha. A small girl admitted to the ICU of the National Hospital. Even when a law has been passed, why is the number of passengers travelling in a three-wheeler still exceed 3? Is it due to the lack of awareness? Or is it because of the law is not being properly enforced?